This is an event we're calling Connections. Came out of a conversation between myself and Paul Coughlin, where we realized that one of the barriers to participation in large-scale EU funding was the need for people to have an opportunity to talk about their research, but at the edge of their research. Because EU funding is all about working with people on interdisciplinary projects. And if we don't know where the edges of our disciplines are, and if we can't explore those safely, well, then we can't get into that kind of funding. We can't get into those sorts of networks. So this is our chance to have lots of Trinity colleagues talking to each other about their research, and we've done a lot of work to match people with people who are, again, interested in the same sort of area, but not exactly the same, not in the same school, not in the same discipline, and not in the same kinds of projects. And it's been a really exciting day.
If you walk out that door and discuss, I guess there's nothing more to...
Coffee is a great promoter and facilitator of ideas. Jennifer Edmond and I met some months ago and chatted a little bit about the challenge faced by researchers within college connecting with researchers outside of their disciplinary area. And we wondered how we might facilitate some of those connections. And the idea for this brokerage event came out of that. As a researcher and director of research within the School of Business, I recognise that there are lots of people around college whom I don't know, but whose areas might usefully facilitate some of our work, and vice versa. So with that idea, it was great then to see how the research, the RPOs and the Research Development Office all work together to deliver this particular event, from our idea over coffee.
As far as I'm concerned, it could have been a lot worse. I wasn't trying to avoid the confrontation.
We started in June, and we kind of had to come up with a snappy email about how we were going to, what we were going to do, what we were going to offer with the event. And we sent an email to basically around all college in early June, asking people to get back to us by early, I think mid-July, if they wanted to come. By mid-July we had about 40, 50 people who actually expressed an interest. We then had a series of meetings, like all the research staff in the research office and the research program officers, to try and determine who those 40 people could speak to around college. And what happened there then is that we actually identified people who hadn't expressed an interest in the events, so that really widened the net. So over the course of those 3 or 4 meetings, the actually list expanded to about 80 people, and all those people were contacted and told, you know, Joe Bloggs wants to come to this event, they have research interest in X and Y, we've seen that your research is in Y and Z, we think that there's potential overlaps between your work here, and would you be interested in coming? So by the time, I suppose, the end of July came around, early August, we had about 80 people signed up. And then we had a couple of other kind of logistical meetings to actually match people up in a schedule, I suppose, over the course of the morning. Schedules were sent to people at the end of August, early September. And I suppose the results of those schedules are what you have here today.